What are the two most feared words brought up about Islam? Jihad, and what is the S word? Sharia. You guys have heard these words, right? These are like the two boogeymans hiding in the closet, coming to get you. I swear the jihad, this is like two people. Seriously, it's like two people running around the world hiding in caves, and they're going to come out and get you one day. Seriously. You bring up the word jihad, recording devices at the NSA start reeling off. See what you're going to say next. You bring up the word Sharia, everybody gets afraid. Everyone gets afraid. Ooh, Sharia. It's the boogeyman. Let's talk about the Sharia. The word Sharia is an Arabic word. It's an Arabic word. Simply, it's just a word. And what does it mean in Arabic? What is the literal translation? A way, a path. Sharia. Sharia means a way. A way. Like Sharia comes from, like if you wanted to dig a well, a trench to bring water from one area to another area, you would be digging a path. You would be making a Sharia, a path coming from that body of water to an irrigation point. That's all it means, is a path from one thing to another thing. And Sharia in Islam is only a path for laws, legislations, rulings between God and His creation. That's it. Sharia is a path for laws, rulings, legislations, personal rulings, social rulings, criminal rulings, economic rulings, everything that would permeate society. And that path is between God and His Creator. And that's it. Sharia is not developed by any Sheikh so-and-so, Mullah so-and-so, Mufti so-and-so. Sharia is developed by God. And where is Sharia found? Quran and Sunnah. This is it. If it's outside of these two, it's not the Sharia anymore. It's found in the Quran and Sunnah. And it is a law that has been instituted by the Creator. The Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, didn't make it up. No sheikhs made it up. It came directly from God, telling people how to legislate their lives, how to run their personal affairs, how to run their economic affairs, how to run their socio-economic affairs, how to run their societal laws, how to run the laws of crime and punishment, so that humanity could live in this state of submission. To create an atmosphere so that people could live in a state of submission and could live in a place where they can worship God freely. A place where people could have justice. A place where everyone could be dealt with in an equitable manner. A place where no one would be dealt with wrongly. No one would tyrannize another. No one would steal the wealth of another. The rich wouldn't lord over the poor. The poor would have rights under the law. All of these things are put inside of the Sharia, as well as legal rulings. That you don't do this, and if you do this, this is going to happen. And it's there for a reason. And if you take your time to go look through all of these rulings of the Sharia, you would realize that they are instituted to make life better. And that they trump every single man-made way of life that's ever been known. And don't let the hype fool you. Don't let the hype fool you. Because when it comes to Sharia, what are the two things they like to scare you about with Sharia? Cutting off the hand and stoning. Correct? If Sharia comes, they're going to cut off all your hands and you're all going to be buried in up to your waist and stoned to death. This is exactly what they tried to make you afraid of. Go listen to some of these Congress hearings. Seriously, turn on C-SPAN and just listen. When these Sharia things come up in state legislations and in Congress, this is what they talk about. Women are going to have to wear tents. Men are going to everybody's going to get their hand cut off. And all of you guys are going to get stoned to death. You want that? No, okay, let's vote against Sharia. What is this? Seriously, what is this? Does Islam say there is a stoning for an adulterer? Yes. No apologies for that. Because adultery corrupts society. Breaking down the family structure breaks the backbone of society. Islam stands for that. Now, in Islam, there are only two ways that an adulterer can be stoned. Two. What are those two ways? 4 witnesses. 4 witnesses to what? The act itself. But 4 people have to witness the act themselves. How many times has that happened before? 0. There's no recorded instance of 4 people ever witnessing an act for adultery. What is the second way? There's only one other way. You have to confess. You have to confess and say, I did it, I want to be stoned. And even then, there is a month's process. Correct, Sheikh? Months process where the person will be given the opportunity to retract that statement. They will be advised to retract the statement. Even the judge, when the final ruling is about to be given, the judge will tell the person, just say you didn't do it. I don't care if it's a lie. You can deal with that on the day of judgment. Just say you didn't do it, and we'll step away. Even if they have buried the person in the sand, and the person has a stone in their hand getting ready to stone them, and the person says, I didn't do it. That's it. It's over. They don't stone that person. They let them go. This is the mercy that Islam gives to that. That if you're going to take a life, you better be sure about it. You better have 4 witnesses that said they saw it, or the person better admit to it. Even DNA evidence, because it's 99.9, we don't go for that in Islam. No 99.9, you need to be 100% sure. Either 4 people saw it with their own eyes, or the person admits to it. So this is the ruling about stoning. What about the cutting off the hand? Is that a law in Islam? Absolutely. If I steal a stick of candy at the grocery store, am I going to get my hand cut off? No. There has to be a certain amount that is stolen. And some forethought has to have gone into that stealing. It has to be premeditated. It needs to be a premeditated act. Just if I walk by and see a wallet sitting on a table and I just pick it up and I just grab it, that will probably not get me stoned, because there was no premeditation. It was just a circumstantial chance. So there has to be some premeditation behind it. And for stoning to be implemented, society needs to be giving everyone their right. Society needs to be giving everyone their right. Society needs to be taking care of the poor. The institutions for taking care of the poor and the homeless and the needy need to be there. Because if everyone is taken care of the way they're supposed to be taken care of, and you still steal, okay, you deserve some punishment. You deserve some punishment. And if we take your hand off, I guarantee you're probably not going to steal again. It's probably going to be the last time you steal. And when you see that this is the punishment for it, it becomes a huge deterrent. This is why when you go to places like Saudi Arabia, and you go to, let's say, Mecca and Medina, or Medina, because the Sharia court for Medina is right next to the masjid. Shopkeepers, when it's time for prayer, they'll put a cloth over their items, put a rock on it, and walk away. Nobody's going to steal anything. Do that here in a mall. See what happens. Everything is gone. They'll take the case itself. But you see the deterrent is there. And that is the justice of Islam. In times of famine, that ruling is removed. In times of economic crisis, that ruling is removed. Because this is a time of turmoil. This is a time of desperation. That is removed. That no one gets their hand cut off. I don't care what you steal in times of crisis like that. So we have to do the real justice about what Sharia is. Let's do justice. And I'm going to finish by saying jihad just means to struggle to bring about Sharia. Justice. That's it. Jihad is a struggle for justice. It is a struggle to free people from oppression. It's a struggle to free people from tyranny. It's a struggle to free people from murder. It's a struggle to free women from being beaten by their husbands and beaten by society. It's a struggle to take care of orphans. It's a struggle to take care of the poor. It's a struggle to make sure that justice is the utmost in society. And there's nothing I'm going to apologize about that, because no one would. And yes, jihad legislates that some people might have to put their lives on the line for this. And that is held in high esteem. That some people may have to put their lives on the line for justice. Some people may have to give their life in the way of justice. But this is according to human logic and human rationale. So these two things in Islam need to be put in perspective.